Howdy guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching another episode of Poco's Diesel Garage, and today I'm back to working on my $500 300 SD that I recently picked up, and you can see behind me here. In the last episode on this car I replaced the starter on it, which took a lot of work, and I also did a valve adjustment on it, fixed a few broken wires, and did a lot of cleaning on it, a lot of interior cleaning, engine bay cleaning, made sure all the drains are clean and all that. And today is going to be the first time I'm going to start it with the new starter in it, as well as having recently done the valve adjustment. If you watch my previous videos, you know that this car has a lot of blow-by, so I'm curious to see if the blow-by is going to be any better now. And also after that, we'll run it a little bit, we'll see how it runs just like this, and then I plan on doing a diesel purge after that and see if that is going to make any difference. So if you have an older Mercedes like this and you're curious, you know, if a valve adjustment or diesel purge is going to make a difference on it, then this is the video to watch. I'm hoping it does. I would really like to keep this car, get it back on the road, be able to use it. It is in pretty good shape overall. There's hardly any rust on it, which is really cool. So yeah, stay tuned. You can see it snowed a little last night, so it's kind of cold. We'll see how it does in the cold start. It has been sitting inside, so probably wasn't freezing inside the shop, but it definitely has been outside and still probably gotten pretty cold in here too. But yeah, everything is hooked back up in here. There's the new starter down below, and you can almost see it. So this will be the very first start with the new starter, and having recently done the valve adjustment. Alright, there we go. My glow plug light coming on right there. Well, that started right up. That's pretty cool. Oil pressure is went up right away. So it's running a little bit rough right now. Well, I'm gonna go back out and we'll let it warm up a little bit, and then I'll show you guys if it still has any blow-by or what's going on right now. It has been a couple minutes. Car is still running. Seems like the idle has stabilized just a little. I know there's still some smoke coming from down below. I think it has a little bit of an exhaust leak somewhere. I wasn't able to find exactly where it's coming from, but that is something that's going to have to be addressed. Check the blow-by again. Now, seems like it might be a little bit less than it was before the valve adjustment, but it certainly didn't go away. But the way it is right now, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. It doesn't seem to be excessive at this point, which is good. So this engine might still be savable. Just noticed leaking some coolant from right here too. I think that gasket is bad. Overall, this engine just sounds a lot louder than a lot of the other cars I've had and ones I've worked on. So I don't know why it is so loud. I'll give it a little throttle here. You can hear the turbo spool up, so I know that's working. It's still smoking a lot. I'll do that again here and watch how it's smoking right now. Oh, it's smoking a lot more than it should be, especially now that it's warmed up. It shouldn't really be smoking that much. It shouldn't be smoking at all really once it's warmed up. So yeah, we'll try to see what's going on here with it. Who knows, some of the fuel injectors might be bad too. So yeah, I'm kind of running on diesel purge first. That'll be the first thing, and see if that makes any improvement, and we'll keep going after that. See what happens. One more thing you can do to kind of tell the health of a diesel engine is see how quickly it starts up and how quickly it turns off. So I'm going to turn the key here now. Of course, these engines are the shut-off is vacuum controlled. So if your vacuum system isn't working right, this test is not going to really tell anything. But I'll turn it off here and see. That shut off pretty abruptly, so that's good news. Usually when it starts up quickly, shuts off quickly, that means your compression is good. So I do think this engine is savable, but it's definitely gonna need a bit more work. I also know it's been sitting for a few years, so some new fresh fuel will probably help as well. Alright, I got my diesel purge bottle set up. This little bottle right here. So this is the fuel return line that just drains in the top of it, and this is my intake fuel line that goes to a pre-filter there, and right there, that's the primer pump that I'm pointing at right now. So I tried pumping it up a little so we got enough fuel in there. I don't know, that pre-filter looks a little bit low in fuel, but I can't really get any more in it. Unfortunately, my primer pump is leaking a lot. This happens a lot with these older like screw top styles. You can replace them with a newer Bosch type. They're just a real pain to try and replace them, but I'll probably have to do that because it leaks a lot when you're trying to pump it right now, and I don't want to lose all of my diesel purge because that stuff is really expensive. So hopefully it will run okay like this. We'll see. And then this yellow one that doesn't do anything, I just got it pointed into in case it overflows. I guess it will drain back in the fuel return line right there, but you don't really need that. So we got that set up, so I'll just go in and see if I can start up the car. Well, she's running on diesel purge right now. Looks like we got enough fuel in the pre-filter there. So I'm gonna let it just idle for a little bit like this, and then what you want to do is this diesel purge is you want to run it through there at different engine speeds, so you want to increase the idle a little bit every now and then. So I'll just let it run for like a couple minutes like this, and then I'll play with the throttle a little, and we'll see if we can get this engine to run any better, if it will smoothen out. We'll see if we can get rid of some of the smoke that's coming out of the back right here. Don't know how well you can see it, but definitely smoking right now. So yeah, we'll see if it's gonna get any better or not. Well, it's been a couple minutes running it on diesel purge here. I'm not really seeing any difference at all, really. Still got quite a bit of smoke on from the back. Still sounds pretty loud. Getting kind of low on the bottle here. It seems like it's consuming more fuel than it should. When I've done this on other cars, one of those bottles usually lasts quite a long time, but it's been going through this pretty quickly. So I'm about to shut it off and top it off again, and we'll see if we get an improvement after running it for a little more or not. Well, the car has been running for a few minutes after I topped up the bottle again. And see right there, it's going down just really quickly. Usually a bottle like that, it will run, you know, if it's just idling. It will idle for like 15-20 minutes before it consumes all the fuel, but it seems to be going down pretty quickly. This is weird, so I think it's burning more fuel than it should. And it's still got quite a bit of white smoke. I don't really think it made much of a difference. I don't see it as much now. But we'll give it a little throttle, see what happens. You see that? Still quite a bit of smoke coming out there. Well, I don't really think the diesel Purge has really made a difference at all so far. I'm pretty disappointed. I did a diesel Purge on this car right here when I first got it. It had been sitting for many years, and it made a huge difference on that car and the way it runs. Not so much on this 300 SD, unfortunately. Didn't seem to affect the blow-by either. Looks about the same, so yeah, we'll see. We'll let it run just a little bit longer till I've used up all of this that's in there. That's pretty much a whole bottle of diesel Purge. Right here, that's liquid moly diesel Purge. That's what I'm using. So it's empty now. So that will be a full bottle once we're out of this. Yeah, when I've done it before, it's made a huge difference. For like this car right here. Yeah, we'll see. I'll let it run a little longer. Maybe we'll get a little bit of improvement. Usually, this fuel in the bottle can turn pretty dark. If it's really like chunked up in there, but it's not really turning color at all. So I guess that means the inside is pretty clean. So I suppose that's good news. But I was kind of hoping that this would make a big difference on the way it runs and get rid of the smoke, like it did for my other car here. Well, I am nearing the end of the fuel that I got left in the bottle there, so I'm gonna have to turn it off pretty soon. You can see it didn't really do anything. Still has just about as much smoke as before. I don't know, it's not really picking up as well on the camera, but it's still smoking quite a bit. White smoke at idle, a little bit of blue in there when you give it some throttle. Check for blow-by once more here. Pretty much the same as before. So yeah, I'm gonna shut it off before it runs out of fuel. I don't want to have air getting in there. So I'll do that. There we go. Does turn off pretty abruptly, which is good. If it was kind of stuttering when it starts and kind of stuttering and like slowly turn off, then I would really be worried about low compression. But since it's not doing that, I'm not really sure what's going on. Well, that is a little disappointing. The diesel Purge didn't seem to have any effect on how this vehicle is running. Didn't seem to make a difference at all, unfortunately. I do think the blow-by has gotten a little bit less after doing the valve adjustment. This is why I wanted to run it just a little bit on regular diesel before doing the diesel Purge. So that it doesn't look that bad anymore like it did before. I do think the valve adjustment made a little difference on the blow-by. Didn't cure it, but I think it's a little better. Unfortunately, yeah, it's still running a little rough, and we got a lot of smoke coming from the back. To me, it seems like it's burning a little more fuel than it should, which could be why there's white smoke. That could be because of unburned fuel. So yeah, I don't really know what could be causing that. We're gonna have to delve into it a little more and see. Could be that the injector timing is off. Could be that there's a bad injector. Yeah, it could be all sorts of different things. But I think what I'll do, I'll wrap it up for this episode, but I'll do another 1 or 2 or however many episodes it's gonna take to try and get this car running right again, hopefully, or until we find out what's going on and figure out if it's repairable or not. So I think what I'm going to do in the next episode is take all the injectors out and bench test them, make sure they're good, and we'll do a pressure check, make sure all the cylinders are reading correct pressure, and then we'll go from there. Maybe that will show me a bad injector or a low compression, or whatever it might be. Hopefully we'll find out what's going on, and hopefully it's something I can fix. Right now the verdict is still out on whether or not this was a good buy for 500. Because if I have to put a whole new engine in it, then obviously it's gonna be a lot of work, and it's gonna cost quite a bit of money too. So yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned. Make sure you guys like and subscribe so you can find out what I end up doing with this car, what ends up being the problems, and yeah, hopefully I can get it back on the road here soon. Next episode is probably going to be a little bit longer. It's going to be more time intensive for me to remove all the injectors and test them and everything. Plus it'll be my first time doing that, so I got to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure you leave me a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching, and God bless.